It's 7-ish in the morning. I'm waking up. Or at least, I'm gonna try to wake up. I did crash early last night around midnight. And the reason is that I got my quarterly head and gut wrench that I normally associate with seasons changing. The change that's happened and that we're living through is that it's warming up. Meaning, we could have a really, really early spring this year. Or at the very least, we might have a false spring. Meaning it might seem like spring for like a while, like weeks. And then, we get that final shot of winter. But, I mean, if it feels like spring all the way through through 2/3 of January, and the first half of February, and then we have like a week of winter, and then we actually have spring in the third week of February or something. Then it's as though we had an early spring. I know that's insane. I live in Canada and I'm calling for spring in January. But despite the fact that I don't understand the mechanism, this is a process that is empirically very sound. It's always right. It's never wrong, ever. So, this is what I'm saying. My headache is implying spring in January. It's also implying that I might need to get some extra sleep. I feel like way better. I uploaded 2 new albums yesterday, both of which are half done. We'll talk about them when I'm more confident that I'm awake. Right now, my head's still a little swimmy, so I'm gonna pass back out. It's about 9, and that snow sure did disappear quickly, didn't it? It was yesterday we were looking at the window here at the snow. It's not just that it got warm, it's that it got super windy. And it rained all day or all night. It was gone. That was a short winter. There's still little patches, but it'll be gone today. 10 degrees a day. Yep. Okay, I gotta change my batteries, take my pills, and I think I'm awake. We'll talk after I switch my batteries. Okay, so it's almost noon now. It just took me longer to file than I expected. The 2 new albums that I put up, they're both just for streaming right now. Have to do with taking my SoundCloud site down. I put a SoundCloud site up in mid 2014. It was about May 2014, and the purpose of it was to house demos for a temporary period. And the idea was that as I got to each demo, I would take them down on the SoundCloud site. I never liked SoundCloud. Even during this period, I didn't like SoundCloud. I didn't like it when it started. I don't like it now. I don't like the comments. I don't like the fact that you have to pay to get rid of the comments. I don't like the huge amount of spam that is sent over the network. And I don't like the fact that you have to pay to host. So I don't like the model, and I won't use it. So even though I did, kind of just as a temporary kind of dump. Like I say, it was meant for lo-fi demos. I mean, you can't. Well, I suppose you can if you have an external. You can buy stuff off-site, but it's just not it's not a good fit for me. So, I needed somewhere else. Well, I mean, so I'm reconstructing the journal from 2014, and there's all these SoundCloud links out, right? So, I'm taking the site down, and I'm replacing the links with bandcamp streams. In fact, it's going to be split into three, but I didn't save. Well, I guess what happened was that it was back in 2014 I made the decision to take. There's a demo that I'm going to sequence in, I think it's mid 2005, called Impressionist Jazz Punk. And I had the whole thing up and I took it down. I have to keep in mind that I wasn't predicting a year and a half long detour back to the late 90s. I thought when I'm sitting in 2014, I expected to be onto the untouched material fairly quick, and not sent backwards and thrown on this huge detour like this. So I realized I was going to do an entire demo, so I just took it down. I haven't put that back up yet because there's no links to it, right? The reason I'm doing this now is because I have links in the journal, and I want the links in the journal to go somewhere rather than just go to a dead SoundCloud site. So that's what I did. One of them is going to be just demos, and like I say, that got cut out because there's no links to it. The other two things that I put up is one of them is for demos that have not been, or just demos that have not really been approached. Mostly stuff since I came here to Windsor. There's a couple of tracks that are a little earlier. I guess I actually feel like I is about 50-50. I don't think I'm tired. I think I'm just more like my head feels like 1,000 times better than it did yesterday. Anyways, I think I'm hungry, and I'm not caffeinated. So the first two tracks, well, one of them's from 2008, the second one's from 2010, and then it's one from 2013 and two from 2014, and there's nothing else after that. I wish there was more for that first little bit, but there's not. The second one, or the second pile, is stuff that, it's guitar versions of material that has been or will be worked into larger symphonic works, right? So you've got to understand how I write. So I am a guitarist. I write on the guitar. I know that when you get the final product, a lot of the times it's going to be some 20+ minute delve through all kinds of different things, experimental noise, techno. You're going to probably interpret most of it as electronic music, but in fact, I'm a guitarist and I write on the guitar. So, what I'm taking off SoundCloud is guitar demos of stuff that will be expanded into non-guitar music, or in 2 out of the 3 cases already has been. No, actually, that's not true. The first file is 2 songs, neither of which the first half of which has been touched but not finished. The second track has not been touched, and the third track is finished. So, and it is or will be electronic rock music, right? But on this playlist, it's just guitars. In fact, not just guitars, but just a guitar. So I'm playing the song on one guitar in front of you, and that's how I would have written it. So that's what that is. Again, it was up at the SoundCloud site because the SoundCloud site was for demos. I didn't think I should just put them all together because it's not going to be all together in the end. And I am going to have that. It's not even close to being done. I haven't, this is really kind of the first time I've started it, but the idea has been in my mind for a while that there will be a record, it will be an LP, and it will be just guitar versions of more expanded pieces, because they all have guitar versions. All the symphonies, pretty much, not all of them, but most of them, have have recorded documentation of the tracks in the stage that they were actually written. Some of the EPs actually have these as B-sides. So like I said, I took some of the stuff off SoundCloud, moved it over. That's all there is to that. So that was the second half of last night and the first half of the morning. It is noon almost, so I am going to stop and I am going to get something to eat. I'm going to have lunch. And when I get back to it, I want to be productive. I've been saying that, I know, all week. But it's like, I think the ranting I was doing about politics has burnt itself out. For whatever reason, I had to do that, and it's gone now. So I am actually confident that I can be more productive tonight. I'm hungry.